If you put the effort, you put everything, good intentions, you put the hardest you can, and it doesn't work out, there's a reason for it, right? There is something better waiting for you. Hey, you gotta celebrate your failures and your success.
Yeah,
Because there is a lesson to be learned in everything. When you have a great success, a good exit, you sell a company or whatever it may be, you celebrate because it's a good milestone in life. And then when you lose, something bad happens, hey, it's an expensive lesson learned, you still celebrate it.
Yeah.
Because if you take it with a negative notation, that's just gonna keep eating you inside and it's gonna limit your upside. And as I surround myself with more successful people, and that's a big secret to success as well. You're a product of your environment. So always, find new friends that are older and more successful than you. So I was like a sponge, learning from people around me, right?
Yeah.
So I met this guy, and he drove a convertible Porsche. And so, what do you do? He goes, I own a mortgage company. And I'm like, oh, okay, what do you do? Loans and real estate? And I'm like, okay, cool. So I told him I work for a entire company, but he liked my, my attitude, my motivation, my energy. He goes, hey, why don't you come, do loan processing for me? I said, all right. So I got my real estate license. I worked for him for 5 or 6 months. And then I realized how much money you can make in loans because I was processing them. I see how much checks, commissions you were getting on each loan. And then I tried to open my own mortgage company. I realized you need a broker. I met another guy through the circle that he was a broker, but he was not as motivated.
Yeah.
Because he was rich parents.
Yeah.
But he was a broker. So I'm like, hey, Mark, why don't we open a mortgage company? I don't have a broker license, but usually we'll go 50-50. He's like, okay. So, but I was the go-getter one, mostly. My process with my investment was always reinvest the money. It's like, buying a cow. You don't sell the cow, you sell the milk. And even when you sell the milk, you take part of the profit and invest it in a second cow. Fear is, always with you. I don't know anyone that, honestly can say they don't have fear in life. You have fear of something, or another. But if your motivation exceeds fear, you're always going to overcome it. So my mentality was always reinvest. Don't spend the principal, reinvest the cash flow. And that's how I've amassed all this real estate. So that was huge. Think out of the box. You gotta do something even more aggressive, right?
Yeah.
People tell me file bankruptcy. Now I own a shopping center and 2 homes. It's my motto is never give up because it's just not a possibility. For me, I'd rather die, than give up. I made my first million when I was 29. It was like getting the taste of success is addicting. When I started, selling junk from, dumpsters in a swap meet, I didn't know I'm going to own all these cars on real estate.
Yeah.
I didn't even know I'm going to end up being a real estate investor. Don't worry about 5-10 years from now. Worry about how can you improve today. Improve yourself mentally, physically, with people around you, and even your job. Always be lookout on a better opportunity, and then eventually you'll get there. If you're striving for a higher ground, you're gonna get there, but you don't have to worry about how you're gonna get on all to top of the mountain right now. Just do baby steps, stepping stones.
Yeah.
And that's what I would say, don't have that anxiety. A lot of people are trying to figure the whole thing out right now, today.
Yeah.
And that's a mistake, Just know that it's going to take time, and if you put your best foot forward and you have your subconscious, it's going to do the rest. Just focus on the bigger picture as you're climbing the mountain, and invest in real estate. And ignore the noise. There's always noise around you, always. Whether it's your own siblings or your friends, there's always people doubting you. You know why? Because that's their mentality. They think you can't do it, and you call them haters, call them whatever you want.
Yeah.
I call them doubters, but doubters never discourage me, they actually encourage me because I love showing them how it's done.